we're good to go. First look at the lighthouse. We've been asked to head to the flagpole. So guess what? We're heading to the flagpole. We're being greeted. Assuming this is our lighthouse keeper. Good morning, how are you?
Yeah, well, thanks, mate. Silver.
Good, thanks.
Alright, welcome everybody.
We've been split up into two groups, and our first stop is the lighthouse.
Alright, come inside, guys.
Exciting, aren't you? Exciting, aren't you?
How cool's that?
What's that?
Different flags.
Different flags, so each one of them spells a letter, and it was a way of communicating messages from ship to ship. So a ship could look with the telescope and see, long before radio or even telegraph. This right here was the post office room. That's the original desk provided with the lighthouse. This tube housed the clockwork mechanism that used to rotate that enormous 5-ton Chance Brothers landers. Lightkeeper's job every 2 hours from dusk until dawn was to go up to the top, about 50 cranks of a big handle right around this, get that big weight right to the top, and it'd go through a series of pulleys and chains and slowly rotate that enormous lens. And so to demonstrate that lens, they didn't have bearings. It was floated in a bath of mercury. So with the lighthouse keepers being up there cleaning the windows every day, perhaps that contributed to the fact that a lot of the lighthouse keepers didn't go crazy. That's Pancake Creek, and that little township over behind is Turkey Beach.
Oh.
So you can see Pancake Creek, popular safe haven for yachties. It's got the largest coral reef inside an estuary in the whole southern hemisphere. All right, guys, we might start making our way down. There's heaps more to see in this engine room museum. Revolving mechanism in there with a constant pilot light, and every, 10 seconds or whatever it rotates with a little burst of kerosene. Looking great, and illuminating light.
George Pointer Heath, Queensland's first portmaster. Heath, with enthusiasm, integrity and doggedness, laid the foundation to light and make safe the most dangerous coast of the continent. Thomas Rooksby, the first superintendent of the Bustard Head lighthouse. There was no doubt that Portmaster Heath and Superintendent Rooksby developed a strong bond of respect for each other over the years. On Heath's retirement in 1890, he wrote to Rooksby, "There is nobody in the department for whom I have a greater respect or in whom I have placed more confidence." The lighthouse holds many secrets, as of George Daniels, an 18-year-old boy accused of the murder of one Arthur Cogswell and the kidnapping of Edith Anderson, the lightkeeper's daughter. It would appear that the three were involved in some sort of love triangle. Edith and Arthur were out riding on Sunday, February 11th, 1912, when Arthur was shot. Before dying, Arthur identified George as his attacker, but even after Queensland's most expensive police search at the time, Edith and George were never found. Rumours, true or false, occasionally surface about the pair, hinting that, under aliases, they lived out their lives as a couple.
The last person into the closed hideaway.
Guessing that would be me.
Welcome to the cottage. Talk about the Bustard Head Lighthouse Association a little bit. We exist because of what you see on the wall there. That's 1986. With the changes in technology and the automation of lighthouses around the country, all the coastal light stations were demantled. So the people who were out here as light keepers left the headland and basically just locked the doors and walked away. That's about 15 years later. Stuart Buchanan and his wife Shirley had been light keepers out here. Stuart's had light keeper out here for a number of years. They were sailing up and down the coast during the cold, and every year or two they'd come up there and see what was going on up here. They tried to speak to a number of departments about doing something to stop the vandalisation. The second bedroom used to be for kids normally, but twice a year a mechanic used to come out here to service the equipment in the lighthouse. And when the mechanic was on site, this was his room.
It's not uncomfortable, is it?
This second order lens is the second most powerful. That lens there, that's a first order lens. So lighthouse lenses go in orders, and you can see there that first order lens has bullseye lights. It's amazing, isn't it? Right,
How you going, mate?
yeah, good. Yeah,
Told him everything?
just about, yeah, but
So slightly uphill on the way back. These all look pretty big to me.
What's that?
Yeah, the first thing to do is
Inside you'll see the cemetery. The site was chosen originally because of its unobstructed views down the Pancake Creek. Bushlands had a bit of a comeback, but it's just there. Imagine. So these two unmarked graves, there's one there, one here, belong to the tragic Anderson family. The Andersons during their marriage lost 6 children. Can you imagine what that would be like? Pretty awful.
Yep.
This one here, by far the most elaborate of the headstones, as you can see. In loving memory of Nils Gibson. And our dear mother. Anyone notice anything a bit strange about that at all? That's it. So she doesn't have a name. Her name was Kate Gibson. It was believed that she'd taken her own life. There was a religious belief that your name wouldn't be put on your headstone if you did take your own life. So Nils Gibson was away at Turkey Station collecting the horse. Very same day, Kate went missing. Big search party, everyone frantically looking. Nils Gibson returned, joined the search party, and then she was found 700 metres from the lighthouse, her throat cut from ear to ear. Coroner's report said she did it herself. If you speak to any medical professional now, you know you get to about there and then that's it, you drop down. So Thomas Rooksby, first lighthouse superintendent here at Bustard Head, was away on leave, left Nils Gibson in charge. Decided to make a bit of a day of it. John Wilkinson, Elizabeth Wilkinson, Nils Gibson, Mary Gibson, and Alfred Power, 5 and 14-foot sailing dinghy. They got out into the middle of Pancake Creek, realised it was blowing a gale. Turned abreast. Boom swung around, struck Alfred Power in the head. He fell into the water and drowned immediately. Everyone stood up. Dinghy flips. Obviously the ladies dressed very heavy in those big gowns and petticoats of the time and probably couldn't swim anyway. Despite the efforts of John and Nils Gibson, Elizabeth, his wife, passed away. Kate's body was never found.
Bye-bye. Travel safely wherever you can. Well tried.
Sabotage. See, show me.
Here they come.
Yes, I plated up in that one.
Well, all tummies full. Very good.
Okay.